Good morning. Today we're looking at 2 Samuel chapter 16. David here is fleeing Jerusalem during Absalom's rebellion. Everything felt uncertain. He was tired, heartbroken, and surrounded by trouble. Yet in the middle of that wilderness experience, God provides what he needs. It's through a man named Ziba, who was the servant of Mephibosheth, the surviving son of Jonathan, son of King Saul. Ziba meets David with donkeys and bread and fruit and wine. Now, these weren't luxury items. These were practical provisions for some weary soldiers on a hard journey. And while the provision was timely, Ziba's motive in bringing this provision is suspect. Ziba's report about Mephibosheth suggests that Mephibosheth was planning an insurrection. Now, just 3 chapters later, we're going to find out when David returns to Jerusalem, it's clear Mephibosheth had no such plan. When we get to chapter 19, we're going to hear Tara Lee suggest that one of these men were lying. And I'm not so sure about that. Here in chapter 16, David's so convinced that Ziba is stating fact that he gives Ziba everything that belongs to Mephibosheth. But when we get to chapter 19 and David hears Mephibosheth's version of the events, David restores to each man his own share. Now that suggests to me one of 2 possibilities. Either there was not enough evidence to determine which man was lying, so David disregards the accusation, and that would leave a traitor in his midst. Or the facts were far more complicated than either of these men realized. And in wisdom, David was able to reconcile a gross misunderstanding. In emotionally charged moments, it's easy to react too quickly and to assume we know all the facts. These events remind me of the book The Bait of Satan by John Bevere that point out the danger of picking up someone else's offense too quickly. Here's what we do know. Ziba, who previously served David's nemesis Saul, was now generous in providing for David. Mephibosheth, Saul's grandson, displayed sincere humility and complete loyalty to David. Now, if I had to believe one over the other, I'd side with Mephibosheth and say that Ziba's motives were suspect. However, the biblical record leaves the truth of the matter unclear. My gotcha from this convoluted story is that untangling the truth in volatile and stressful situations, it's neither easy nor is it a perfect science. There's a lesson here about picking up someone else's offense as well. In the end, David didn't take the bait. And that, for me, is an important takeaway. Lord, thank you for caring for us when we're going through some difficult stuff. Help us to recognize your provision, trust your timing, and respond with wisdom in every situation. Strengthen those who feel weary today and remind them that you're close. This I pray in Jesus' holy name. Amen. It's Sunday morning.